Yo, 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 it's your boy Matrix back with another crazy episode of customer service. With a customer, it's not always right. My guest today, we go back some years. If you guys watched the videos, this young lady I interviewed named Ada. She was maybe like second, third episode. I told you they used to beat me up and jump me when we was kids. This is the older sister. They used to hold me down while they took my lunch money. Okay, it was another sister too named Kitty. She's not around, but they all played a part in it. Okay, their mother cheered them on. Okay, love them how cheered them on. I'm throwing the whole family under the bus. Grandbaby, you had something to do with this too. You wasn't even able to. You were part of it. I know. Okay. Just want to give y'all some background. This is how far back we go. I'm allow her to introduce herself, and she has worked many fields, run her own business, and she's going to give us some of the worst customer experiences she's ever had. Yes, ma'am. You got the floor.
All right, so my name is Ava, and I've been in customer service for 20 plus years. I can't say that I had like really bad customer service experience. It's just been crazy customer service.
We like crazy.
Well, yeah. So it's like one time years ago, I was a manager at a retail store, Azad, and it was an outlet mall that was dying out. So they didn't have a lot of stores in. But I opened up the store and I sent my employee to get me some breakfast. So he was going to be a little late, but that was fine because I sent him out. And I had a customer come in. It was a guy, and he acted like he was shopping around, looking for stuff. And, so I, asked him if I could help him with anything. He was like, no, I'm just looking around. And I was like, okay. So I went back to the front desk and was doing paperwork and stuff. So he came up to the front desk and was like, let me ask you a question. Like I see you wearing sandals, do you mind if I give you $20 to touch your feet? So I was like, this is a very strange request, So I was like, no, I don't think we can do that. He was like, okay, well, what about if I give you $20 just to look at your feet? So I walked from around the counter so he could look at my feet because I had on sandals. So I was going to make that $20.
You're going to get that 20.
Right. But he was very, very like persistent on trying to touch my feet. And I was like, that is so weird to me. Like, I was like, no, sir, you cannot touch my feet. So he didn't buy anything.
Piggy went to the market.
Yes.
This little piggy stayed home.
Yes, he didn't buy anything. He just came in there to see my feet. And I thought that was very weird. So I seen him walking down to the next store. I had to call down there and just let them know, like, hey, like, if you want to make a quick $20, take your feet out.
So y'all had all the women in the mall just walking around the counter with their toes out. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Did the grandbaby do that?
No, somebody was calling me.
I think the grandbaby tried to sabotage the interview.
Right. But no, I had another one. So I work in leasing now. And I had another crazy episode where this lady, she came in and she wanted to, she was actually like 2 or 3 months behind on her rent. And she came in and tried to make a partial payment. And, we can't let you make partial payments if you are like a few months behind. So,
well, you can hook me up.
Well, no, we can't. You got to pay everything in full if you're like 2-3 months behind. So we I told her, yeah. I told her, I said we couldn't accept it. And she called me and my manager. She called us some greedy MFers. And I was like, ma'am, it's not us that's doing this. Why are you calling me greedy? Like, because
this is corporate
money in full, right? So
let me get a discount on that rent.
No, yeah. So we had to we ended up having to evict her. I had to put a notice on her door when I went to her apartment. We didn't even know. I had went there with my maintenance guy and we didn't even know she was sitting outside. So I walked up to the second floor and I hear somebody be like, can I help you with something? What are you doing going up to my apartment? So I'm sitting here like, why is she yelling like this? And how does she know I'm going to her apartment? But anyway, I was going to her apartment and I was putting the door. So she came up to the bottom of the step and then
What y'all want?
she had her phone out recording me. She was like, what do you need?
World star.
Yes, that's what I told her. So she had her camera out and she was like, what do you need? And I was like, well, I was just putting this notice on your door. She said, what is the notice? I was like, well, you can read it. So she was like, well, just bring it down to me. So brought it down to her. She put the camera up in my face and I was like, okay, yeah, just make sure you get my good side. And I started laughing. I'm just sitting here like, why are you recording me? Like, what is this going to do? Like, you're the one that's behind on your rent.
You're getting evicted. You
right. So she started putting the camera in me and my maintenance guy face, and we just drove. We just drove off in a golf cart. We just laughing because I'm just sitting here like, this is ridiculous. Like like I don't know. But like I said, I haven't had any like bad customer service experience. It was just
that's a customer. She wanted a discount on the rent. She wanted you to postpone her eviction.
But the funny thing, right?
You are.
But the funny thing is, the funny thing about that is, she was 3 months behind, but she kept bragging about she had a house. So we was like, why are you in an apartment and you're 3 months behind if you have a house?
Right. Unless you're renting out the house. But if you're renting out the house, then you had the income to pay the rent.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, like so that was just crazy to me. But like, I dealt with that. I mean, I ain't let that get to me. I was just like, you can record me all you want.
She let the kids stay in the house. I seen a situation like that before.
Yeah.
Where a lady moved into an apartment because her kids took over her house. They had boyfriends and girlfriends living in and everything. I was like,
what?
Yeah, she got put out. Same thing. She eventually got put out the apartment because the house that the kids took over, she was still trying to pay all the bills there. They were doing what they wanted. I'm like, Miss, you done ruined your credit.
Right.
You're behind over here in the house too. They had the mortgage there. Like you afraid of your kids. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and it happens. It happens, but yeah, I don't know. This lady, she was just crazy. And then she came in there. No, and the crazy thing about it is she came in there because like my manager, she had like a bruise on her arm. And she come in there and she's like fussing and cussing, and everything and talking about, oh, and that's why your man is beating your A and all this and that. And I was just sitting here and I was like, first of all, how do you know this? Like that was far from the truth. But I'm sitting here like, you don't even know this woman like this, and then you just sit here trying to throw out her business like that, but it was like I just sat there and kind of like,
she about to get evicted. She ain't got nothing to lose.
Right.
So she's just saying everything.
Right.
That's
exactly.
That's why you ugly.
Right.
You got a club foot.
Right.
Your cousin got diabetes.
That's why I did nothing but laugh because I was just sitting here like, you are too funny to me.
She was just throwing everything out.
Right, exactly.
Question for you. Now, was she gone or did the sheriff have to escort her off the premises?
She actually left quietly. We didn't even know she left. We didn't even know she left. Like one of the residents came down and they was like, hey, we want to transfer to that apartment. And we was like, is she gone? Like we didn't even know she left. But she did leave.
All that barking and you just gonna walk off anyway.
Exactly. Because she knew it was nothing that she could do. If you're 3 months behind and you're about to get evicted, it's nothing you can do.
Except pay the rent.
I mean, she could have, but after she came in there and cussing everybody out, that my manager was like, no, we're not renewing her.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Get your ass up.
Yeah, we could do that.
Get your ass up. Damn. She couldn't even get it back. Somebody, as soon as they seen her leave, somebody else was like, we'll take apartment 373.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
A little bigger than ours. Let's get her on out of here.
Exactly, and that's how they was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bye, bitch.
Yeah.
And you talking about you didn't have nothing. You got some good stories, okay?
I got some. I got some, but they, it ain't.
You had a foot
It's not
licker.
wild.
That is wild. The man came to the store and asked to lick your feet. Let me see. Let me see those toes. He's trying to put
that was
Fruit
the
Loop
weirdest
on your
thing
pinky
that
toe.
has happened to me is that he came in there wanting to like see and touch my feet, and I was just sitting here like, this is so weird. Like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, if my employee was in there, I probably would have made $40 at that.
I'm mad at you.
But I was by myself and I was like,
Right.
this is weird.
I'm gonna get that money. You might have came back once a week. What is $40 each week? Hold on.
Right.
He just paid the cell phone bill. Hold on. Let's bring it in.
Right. Yes.
If his fetish was that bad, he should have just went through the mall and got a job at a shoe store.
No, for real, because we had a shoe store in there. But like I said, the mall was dying out, so they weren't really hiring. They was just closing down anyway.
He could have went to another mall. He was still seeing some feet. That's just weird to walk up to a woman you don't know and just be like normally men will look at your smile, we'll look at your eyes, we'll look at your breasts, we'll look at your butt. To just be like,
right. Yes, he was into feet.
I'm loving your pinky toe. Oh, he's doing things to me. What? Kick that woman in the face. Get away from me. What?
Yes.
That is crazy. That is wild.
Mm-hmm.
I'd just like to know how many other women did he walk through that mall and ask.
It wasn't that many because, like I said, we didn't have that many stores. I just called down to our sister store, and I was just like, because we had 3 stores. It was Azad, Van Heusen, and Bass Shoes. And I called in. I knew it was another girl working there at Van Heusen, and I called her. I was like, "Hey, it's a dude walking your way. Like, he is into feet." She started laughing like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, he just came in here and said he'll pay me $20 to see my feet. He wanted to touch my feet." I was like, "Girl, I don't know." So
you tell him, so you better get that gas money. You know how high gas is right
for
now?
Real.
What? $40? You got a small car, that'll fill up the tank.
Right.
You got a Honda Civic, that's a full tank.
It sure is.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, what? You better get that. You got an Ultimate? That's a full tank.
Right.
Yeah, that is crazy. That is definitely wild.
Yeah.
Like I said, talking about you ain't had no story. Yeah. Foot licker. I think that's what I'm gonna title this.
What's that?
Foot licker.
Foot fetish.
Weirdo dude. I can't believe that.
That, well, that's honestly not the first time that I had somebody walk up to me. I was in the grocery store shopping, and I actually had somebody walk down the aisle when I was down the aisle by myself to ask me if he could touch my feet. And I was like, what is up with these dudes? And it's crazy because it's when I first moved to North Carolina. It was like, these some weirdos down here.
You just walking through the produce aisle, and a random dude just was like,
"Yes, can I touch?"
It just asked to touch you.
Yes, asked to touch my feet. At least the other dude was paying.
Yeah. I know I'm weird, but there's a big face.
Right.
This dude is just in the market with some head of lettuce in his hand. Rubbing the lettuce.
Yes.
Your pinky toe. Yeah, that's weird. That is how do you even work up the nerves to walk up to a complete stranger and act?
I don't know. That was weird.
So clearly this foot fetish thing is bigger than I thought. Like
I heard it's a thing.
Weird. Oh, listen, I met a guy years ago who he had a foot fetish. He had like a whole website designed for it. And he was based up here in Philly. And like he even had like professional, well-known porn stars that was on, like, you go to his website and they had foot videos. I can't say, but foot videos of all types. So like, if you were up here and I introduced you to him, he would pay you to do a foot video, and it's like 7 levels. It could be just he touch your feet, it could be kissing your feet, and it's level.
Yeah.
But he was paying. So like several girls I knew that were models, if he seen me take a picture out with him when I would post on social media, he would hit me up like, yo, ask her if she want to do it. And again, no woman ever complained, because if it was something you didn't want to do, he didn't do it. And whatever he said he paid you, he paid you. So like I knew several girls that just did videos where like he might have just been rubbing their feet, oiling their feet, massaging their feet, and sucking their toes, and gave them like $200-300.
Wow.
So what do you think he was giving the girls for the other stuff? Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I've seen why some of the girls might have did it. Like, okay, you nigga will give you $200-300 to touch it.
Right.
All right. Like this dude offered you 20 to just be like. So at the footage, he had a whole website that said design for, and he was getting plenty of hits. I just lost touch with him. I might probably look up his see if I can find his Facebook page, but apparently it's a thing.
Oh
okay.
Wow!
Yeah,
wow,
it's that deep. It's that deep. And apparently you're on the list that you don't know about.
I know.
Yeah. Ava's on the foot list.
I know. I'm on that list.
You on the hit list. Okay. Look, let me get out of here because I know you got the grandbaby. Okay. We hope that he gets better and do better soon. Okay. Appreciate having you on here. If you think of any not crazy stories, because according to you, you don't have any, please let us know. We're gonna bring you back. Everybody, please like, share, follow. New episode every Monday up. Okay. Say goodbye to Ava and the grandbaby.
Bye.
Deuces. Don't forget to tip your waiter. Check, please.